Today, I'm gonna be taking Kool-Aid and trying to make that into ice cream. So I think the game plan for how I'm gonna do this should be pretty simple. I think I'm just gonna take the Kool-Aid packet, I'm gonna dump that in with the milk, add the sugar and some thickening agent, and that should do the trick. I don't think I need to get really fancy with this. I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, so it should be pretty good. I went with the blue raspberry lemonade flavor. Classic, it was one of my favorites growing up. So before I do anything else, I'm going to taste this to see how kind of potent the flavor is to make sure I add the right amount. Because viewers will know in the past I've added a little bit too much of things. Well, that's interesting. So despite this being blue raspberry, it's literally just a white powder. Oh, no, ooh, ah. I do not recommend doing it. That was pungent. I mean, I barely got any blue raspberry in that. That was just like straight lemon. I'm guessing it's from the citric acid. So I was gonna use a whole packet of this. I think I'm gonna cut that to half because that was so strong. Oh, I thought that'd be sweeter. Oh, maybe if I read the cover, which says unsweetened drink mix, that would have helped. So yeah, sugar is gonna be key for this one because that does not taste good. That is super sour right there. So yeah, that's why you taste things while you're making stuff or before you make stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and start adding our ingredients. All right, so first I'm gonna start with our cup of milk. Then next we are gonna add our sugar, and then for our thickening agent, I'm going to be using guar gum. Don't worry, I have the right amount this time. And if you're wanting the recipe for what I'm using in this video, that will be in the description below. So you can follow along at home or make whatever tweaks you want depending on what you like about this video or what you think would work better for your preference. So yeah, so I'll add this. Then I'm going ahead and mix this now just to let the sugar and the guar gum kind of get integrated with the milk. And then I'll add the Kool-Aid because I am guessing it will start to affect the color. Now, because of how sour this was, I added a little more sugar than I normally do. Not a lot more. I think I just upped it to like 3 tablespoons. So we'll see if that helps kind of balance out the sourness of this. Okay, so as soon as that hits, that turns blue. And I think that's probably about half. That's probably about half the packet. So let's kind of integrate that, and then I'll make a judgment call. I hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna add more. Name a more iconic duo than me adding more of the flavor later on. Okay, so I stirred that up a little bit. You guys will be really proud of me. I'm really fighting the urge to add the rest of that Kool-Aid packet because I've probably added about 3/4 of it, but that's meant for like 2 quarts of a drink. And that's not what I'm using this for. So this is probably going to be stronger than I probably should have let it get, but I think I was just kind of confused because I thought this would be a brighter blue. Like, I don't know if you can see in there, there's kind of like little chunks, crystals of blue, and then everything else is kind of turning the milk almost like a teal gray, like it's starting to turn blue, but it's not quite blue. So that's kind of interesting there. Like, yeah, stirring it up, you can see more blue. I think what'll be really interesting to see is after this goes in the freezer, if that will make this darker. But yeah, I think for now, I've done everything I can, and I think it's time to pour it and put it in the freezer. Pour that. Actually, this is starting to look like blue milk from Star Wars. Okay, what that looks like right there. Kind of has a baby blue kind of color to it, and so it'll be interesting to see how dark that gets in the freezer overnight. I can definitely smell the blue raspberry and especially the lemons for the lemonade part. I think that my only concern right now is I might have added too much of that powder, surprise, surprise, and the lemonade might be too tart and overpower it, which there's nothing wrong with a tart ice cream, it's just might be so strong that it ruins the rest of the flavor. So yeah, let's freeze it up and see how it is tomorrow. Okay, it is the next day. Let's see how this turned out. All right, that got a little bit more blue. Not as much as I thought, but it's fine. It still has this kind of nice baby blue, kind of cotton candy look to it, which isn't bad. Yeah, it definitely smells like lemonade. I'm getting a lot more of that lemon flavor, and so I am worried that I might have added too much of that powder and that lemon is gonna be too strong, but I won't know until I try it. So let's go ahead and blend it up and see how it turned out. All right, this is looking super fun, super good. Might just be the color that has me enthusiastic about it. That's what that looks like right there. Looks like it mixed pretty well. Yeah, I'm getting a good sweet smell from that. The lemon smell is still there, but it's actually not as strong as it was when it came fresh out of the freezer. So maybe mixing it up just kind of helped make it die down a little bit. But yeah, I'm optimistic about this. Let's go ahead and dish it up and see how it tastes. All right, ooh, that scoops really well. That's exciting. Yeah, this feels a lot like a soft serve. Yeah, on the initial scooping, it was really soft, very much like soft serve, but it's not really holding its shape like it should, which this isn't bad, but I'm wondering if maybe a little bit more guar gum would help it hold its shape a little bit more. Yeah, that's what that looks like there, just nice and blue. And yeah, I don't think there's much else to do other than give this a shot and see how it is. Bon appetit.
Aerate it, warm it up. That's a 10.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, that works, that works. I was really worried about that, kind of the lemonade part, the lemon being too powerful, but it actually adds this really nice tang to it. I wouldn't say it's sour, but it has just kind of, it's like borderline sour flavor with it. So you get the blue raspberry, but you get this really nice tang. And actually, I want to go back for another bite. This is amazing. Wow, that is incredible. I probably used a little bit too much of the powder, but it's not a detriment to this, which is good. I would say if you were to do this, I would use probably half the packet, and I used about probably 3/4 of it. But then again, the recipe I used for this, which will be down in the comments below in case you want to recreate this at home. The recipe I used was for half a pint. So if you're doing a full pint, which would be double what I'm using, you'd probably want to use the whole packet or at least 3/4, depending on how strong you want the flavor. And then you have to remember that packet is unsweetened, so it depends on how much sugar you add as well. But I feel like this is a really nice balance. I love the tang. Wow, that's all I can say. The color's fun. Actually, let me go check and see if my tongue is blue. All right, after checking in the mirror, my tongue is a little bit blue, not a lot. Probably helps that this is more of a lighter blue, but hey, it's worth it. This is so good. I'm really, really happy with this. I think all of this works. I think the color of it's fun. The taste is phenomenal. It's tangy, so it's a little different than your usual ice cream, but it still works really well. I think texture feels really good. Maybe adding a little bit more guar gum could help making this a little more scoopable in case you were trying to do something for like ice cream cones or something. So I think maybe that's its one flaw. Look and feel and everything about this just feels right. And so because of all of that, I'm going to give this my first ever 5 out of 5. This is everything I want from doing this channel, doing unique ice creams that you don't normally get to have. I don't think I've ever had an ice cream quite like this. There's obviously, you would expect this to be sweet. I know there's like blue raspberry ones, but this with the lemonade, the tartness really brings it together. And it's exciting because there's so many other Kool-Aid flavors to play around with. Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about this. Out of all the ice creams I've made, this one I think is the easiest to recreate. And I highly recommend you do it whenever you get a chance, because this one is just so good, so fun, and it has a lot of potential for other variations of this. So yeah, Kool-Aid and ice cream. Who knew? Thank you everyone for taking time out of your day to watch me make weird ice cream flavors. I really enjoy it and I enjoy sharing it with you guys. And if you enjoy that too, feel free to like this video and subscribe so you can see when I upload next, which is every Sunday. And if you have any ideas for future flavors of ice cream you want me to try, feel free to leave those in the comments below. And if you want the recipe that I use in this episode, that'll be in the description below. Again, thank you for watching and have a great day.